Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are Survival Radio Network, and today we are broadcasting live from my coffee shop right here in East Atlanta, 24622 Memorial Drive, Southeast. I'm Paula G, and we are excited today to have Dr. Ogando, who has written this book on fire. If you're a new business owner, if you're a seasoned business owner, this is definitely the book to get. So welcome.
Thank you so much for
joining
being
us.
here. I'm glad
Yes.
to be here.
So tell us a little bit about your book and how it can help a new business owner or someone that's new to starting their own business.
Yeah. So a lot of times what happens is that somebody is in a corporate career
Mhm.
and the things that got you to either your promotion or that corner office in your corporate career isn't what's going to give you your success when you start your own business.
Okay.
There's a mindset shift that has to occur as a creator as opposed to just a cog in the wheel, right? And so a lot of times what happens is that we translate the success that we've had in a corporate career into our entrepreneurship and wonder why it's not working. And we hit the ceiling either of mindset or of revenue or the things that used to work in a corporate structure don't necessarily work when you're doing your own business. And so this book really guides you through those 7 steps that you really need to think about and put into place, systems and structures and mindset shifts that need to be put into place so that you can grow your business and grow your life. Because those same things that you need to grow your own business are things that you need for leadership and mastering your own life.
And that's probably something that a lot of people don't think about. They figure, just like you said, they can take those same skills and just transfer them, and they can't. They've got to really change their mindset on that. Talk to us a little bit about a couple of your strategies, how to talk about what you do.
That's wonderful. That's a great question because a lot of times people get stuck in that, or they'll say something one day and then they'll say something else another day because they don't remember what they said, etc. So here's an easy formula that you can use, and it's first think about who you serve. First, think about who you serve. That's the first thing. And secondly, think about the outcome that you produce for them. So here's what I mean. A personal trainer doesn't talk about, I help you get the right form at the gym, although that is what they do.
Right.
But what they say is, I help you to get the body of your dreams, And so, or speaking specifically about who they serve, let's say that a personal trainer works specifically with moms that have just had babies, so they'll say something like, how women have these babies and they're amazing, but then your complete life changes because you have this new human being that you have to take care of and you still have to take care of yourself.
Right.
Okay, well, I help you get the body of your dreams.
Wow.
Right? When you say that as a personal trainer, people are going to be like, where have you been all my life? So it's a good way to keep it focused.
What about soul fire?
The soul fire, it's funny when people ask me about business coaching or life coaching, and people say, I want to find my purpose, my life purpose. That's an ego trick.
Ego trick.
It's an ego trick.
TRICK.
Yes.
Not trick.
Yeah, because you don't have to go out and find your purpose. Your purpose is already in you.
Right.
It's what makes your soul light up. It's what you are just naturally interested in. When you don't have to go anywhere, be anywhere, or be with anybody, what do you naturally gravitate towards other than sleep? 'Cause I go to sleep when I have nothing to do.
I'm telling you, it's a beautiful place to be.
When when you have nothing to do, what are you looking at when you're on the internet surfing? What are the books that you read when you're in the bookstore, etc. So those are little hints, things that you could just talk about forever and ever and ever.
Wow.
And when you go to coffee with a girlfriend, I have my coffee cup right here.
Hey, yes.
When you go to coffee with a girlfriend and you guys are just talking for hours and you feel like maybe you just met this person that you feel like you've known them forever. What are you talking about when you get that feeling? Those are clues that hint at what is that soul fire, and then the purpose of your life is not to go find it, it's to express it. Because you already have it.
And ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you right now for Dr. Ogando, on fire is her soul fire. You see the passion when she's sharing with us. Now, talk to us a little bit also about make mistakes strategically.
We live in such a society that vilifies mistakes, that vilifies failures. When you're not supposed to make a mistake, and people would rather stay invisible than go out and do something and fall flat on their face, right?
Yeah.
And so when you make mistakes strategically, the whole point of it is count your costs, right? Evaluate the risk. So it's not about being impulsive and being crazy.
Right.
You still have to be responsible about it. But give yourself the space, give yourself the grace to make a mistake, and then that's where the leadership comes out, right? When you notice when a big company makes a mistake and immediately the CEO says, we flubbed it,
Right.
I'm sorry, we'll fix it. We immediately believe more in that
Right.
company than
them.
if somebody's like trying to,
Right.
you know,
because he's honest.
right.
You're being honest.
So when you're gonna make mistakes. The only way that you're not going to make a mistake is if you are not living. The only people who don't make mistakes are dead people. You notice they just stay in their lane and they don't do anything, right?
Yeah, they do stay in their lane.
So when you're living and you're fully in your purpose and you're expressing your soul fire, you're gonna make mistakes.
Right.
The part about being strategic about it is, okay, now, number one, what worked? Because there are some things about it that worked. Maybe your courage worked, right? Maybe your passion worked. Maybe your commitment worked. Okay, what didn't work was maybe the strategy was off, right? Maybe you were going after the wrong niche. Maybe you were going after the wrong crowd. Maybe this is not your community. Maybe this is not the right time. Maybe this isn't the season for it. Whatever the thing may be, right? So those are the three questions: is what worked, what didn't work, and what was missing. So what worked was present
Right.
and effective.
Right.
What didn't work was present and ineffective. So
Right.
take that out. And then what was missing was it would have been effective had it been present.
Wow.
Right? So
That's
that's something you want to bring in.
Yeah.
And that's how you make mistakes strategically. The next time that you try it, now it won't be so scary. So number one, because you've done it before. But number two, because you've already evaluated it and you know what needs to shift in order for you to do it better next time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now you have a giveaway?
I do.
Okay, tell us about that.
So there's two giveaways. One is the book itself. You're welcome to. I'm not sure how we're doing giveaways, but I've brought one for a lucky member of our audience.
Okay.
And then the second piece is specifically for women.
Okay.
There is.
Even though it's Father's Day weekend.
It is Father's Day weekend, yes. But you'll see how I'm going to loop this around.
Okay,
You're going to see, Paula G. So even though we are living in a society that's very patriarchal,
Yes.
if you notice, most things don't move without a woman, right? It's like the James Brown song, you know, you live in a woman in a man's world, but
Right.
in nothing without a woman or a girl, right? So I want to really empower the women that are in my audience, the women that are in this community, to really connect the mindset shift of wealth and connect that sense of worthiness. Because a lot of times the reason why we don't make the money that we want to make in our lives is because we haven't yet connected it to a sense of worthiness. So I have a 4-part audio course called Women, Wealth, and Worthiness. And so when you connect your sense of worthiness, and there are certain questions that I ask, and there are certain exercises that people have done in that program, they're like, oh my God, you just turned my life upside down.
Yes.
So when you do this course, you'll be able to see some of the shifts that need to happen in your, and then start managing your money like a mogul and not just somebody trying to survive. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I would love to give a copy of that course to a lucky member of our audience as well. And if you're and to bring it back to fathers, if you're a man, you're a father, etc. I would love to be able to make that available also to men because it's a principle.
Right.
Even though I speak to women, the principles are the same.
Yes.
It's a human condition. Yeah, exactly.
And is there anything that you would like to leave with our audience this afternoon? Any
like parting thoughts?
Parting thought, takeaway, little nugget.
You know, we're in the middle of very divisive times. And so there are people who are very afraid. And when people are very afraid, they turn to desperate measures.
That's true.
And so my life's work has been about empowering people financially. You notice that if your survival is at stake, you tend to look at everybody like the enemy.
Right.
Or when you think your survival is at stake, you tend to look at everybody like they're the enemy. But when you've handled the survival conversation, I'm so glad that we're doing this in Survival Radio Network.
There you go.
When you have handled your survival, when now the thing that's like, imagine if this is what it takes to get to above water. If this is now the floor instead of the ceiling, now this is the floor, and now you're above that. Now you're above the survival conversation.
Yeah.
Now you're available to be creative, to be a visionary, to give to other people, to move it forward, right? And so the only thing that I would leave people with is really, it is imperative that conversation about money isn't just so that you can floss. It's not just so that you can rock some red bottom shoes.
Right.
It's really about creating a legacy of sovereignty with your family and with your community so that we can just, it's the conversation of survival is beneath us.
Yeah.
It's beneath us at this point. We already know that what makes communities work is collaboration instead of competition. We already know
Working
that,
together.
right? And so since we already know that, let's walk it out, because understanding something is not the same thing as knowing it. Right? You can understand something intellectually, but knowing it means walking it out.
Thank you so much for joining us. And ladies
Thank you.
and gentlemen, once again, On Fire by Dr. Ogando. And we've had the pleasure of speaking with her today on Survival Radio Network. And my name is Paula G. All right.
Yeah.